I would never try to put the idea that possibly my child could be.
You ain't gay, right? My man.
But I don't go about it by introducing him to straight porn. I don't go about it by taking him to a strip club. And I don't go about it by having a prostitute come over. In fact, that may actually have the most opposite result ever. There are some things you see and you're like, and then there are some things that you do. This is one of them where you hide your face, but at the same time, you wonder how and why would you think that would be a good idea? But before we get into that, we want to give a special shout out to somebody. Now, recently, Too Strong started a membership program, and our very first member has come to the top. Please welcome to the family Lady Blue. She was our very first membership program person, and we want to give her a shout out for being number one. Now, here's what you get with being a member: you get early access to our stuff, you get to see it before it even drops as a premiere, and you get to support Too Strong in a way that no one else does. Yes, the super chats might be fun, but this one is a more permanent. You control it, and we're the ones that get it for ourselves. So please make sure you go and check the link in the description, see how you can become a member of Too Strong as well and get early access. And who knows, you might get your own shout out as well. Now, Mr. Blueface, you're going to see something here. Now, I'm going to give you fair warning. If you have young kids, first of all, make sure they leave the room because you don't want to see this. Secondly, do not have anything in your hand because you might throw it across the room and possibly hurt someone or break something that you think is valuable. So take a look and then we'll come back and have a discussion about it. Here it is.
Son, come here. There's booty cheeks out here. You in here looking for chips. And Slim Jims and shit. You ain't gay, is you? Huh? Are you gay? You ain't gay, right? My man.
All right. Now, tempted as I am to go a separate direction with this, I'm going to put some restrainings on myself, thanks, Corey, to bring to the light some things about what you just saw. I am a father of four boys, one girl, and I have a youth just about that kid's age. I could not, for the life of me, picture myself putting this particular type of stuff on my child simply because of this. And I'm not even talking about the rap culture or black culture. I'm not talking about culture. I'm just simply talking about this is your kid. I would never try to put the idea that possibly my child could be into their minds. I couldn't do it. In fact, I wouldn't even have the discussion. You know why? Because it is not a valid discussion to have. It is not like I am going to say, hey, son, if this straight thing doesn't work out for you, there's always the option. This kind of mindset that we want to say that, oh, we need to make sure that we help the kids do this and help the kids do that. And the best way to do it is to introduce them to something just as evil is nonsensical to me. Here's what I mean by that. Okay, I don't want my son to choose your lifestyle. Okay, I understand it's a good wish to have, but I don't go about it by introducing him to straight porn. I don't go about it by taking him to a strip club, and I don't go about it by having a prostitute come over. None of those three things do I do to keep my son straight. In fact, that may actually have the most opposite result ever. Because let's be honest about something, and we're going to get a little grown for a minute. Let's be honest about something. The human anatomy is not appreciated by children. It's a gross thing, especially at that age. However, it is still influential on them because they possess those parts. And when you present them with it, especially in you looking at it as a very good thing, you have just placed in your child's mind that all that they can do with that particular thing is good. And not only that, you've just told them that the way you are presenting it to them is the only way that you ought to view it. Because you've just criminalized him by saying, you better be watching this or else you are. What are we doing today? I mean, I have to ask the question because it almost becomes normal for this stuff to show up. And now it's comical. It's, man, that's so funny, man. You're wrong for that. Man, look at it. So Blueface, let me ask you a question, man. If that is your kid, I first of all, I don't care if it's your kid or someone else's. That ain't right what you did. But let's assume that it's yours, okay? You act like it's your kid. What in the world possessed you to put that type of a pressure on your son? The man was just in the closet looking for some jerky. He was just hungry. And you approach him telling him that there's some booty out there. What child at that age is thinking about that stuff? You're the only one that's thinking this perverted stuff. And now you want to create an offspring that has that in their minds from a very early age. The only thing that can produce is trouble. But it's everywhere now. I think I've seen probably 5 to 10 different videos of young people. And I mean, when I say young, I don't mean teens. I mean 7, 6, 8, 10, dancing on each other, gyrating on each other, and people, adults around them, are cheering and playing the music. And yeah, this is cool stuff, man. Y'all getting it. Get it in, get it in. This is destructive behavior. Why is it destructive? Because it is aiming a base instinct at children and telling them it's normal to behave this way. What do we get from it? Early parenting, because every child that does that now becomes a parent at 10, 12, 13, 15 years old. Higher abortion rate, because at that age they don't want the kid. And violence within the home, because when the mother and the father find out about it, they get angry. We are producing our own demise by doing this. And here we have a one big name pushing it. We're not trying to dog people. We're trying not to, but that doesn't mean that we can't point out the obvious to people. And the obvious is this particular way of living is going to end in the death, destruction, and removal of these young people. And I don't mean removal from work, removal from homes. I'm talking about from life. You are giving them license to commit promiscuity, and in turn, they can get all kinds of venereal diseases, STDs. You get them adapted to abortion rights. And the amount of the scope that this covers is insanely large. But in that little snippet, it's hilarious to him. It's funny. It's praised when he admits that he's not, all because it's hinged on him looking at some half-naked woman, possibly fully naked. This has been going on for far too long, and it is not a color thing. This has to do with the moral decay of mankind, period. And if you are a parent out there and you saw this, my only hope is that you push this message out as much as you can to get, hopefully, if we just reach one person, we're doing okay. Reach 5, we're doing phenomenal. But it only takes one to change for it to be a success. And we just hope that you will share this message, because we need it more than ever. We need to sober up, straighten up, fly right. You know why? Our future, the kids, depend on it.